your boy Triple BLACK, aka the number one stunner, aka the boss, aka three black hearses. It's murder. Anyways, man, what's happening? Man, god damn, boy, you be so bored sometimes. You just gotta get on, you know what I'm saying? You gotta get on the mic. I mean, I called up a couple people, you know what I'm saying? I like to go I like to go live, but I like to do it with, other people and shit like that. So man, there's a lot of hot takes, this whole Ebony Williams thing. A lot of people are making comments about it and stuff like that, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit the share button. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all also, man, hit the Cash App if you like the content. I don't make that many videos, man, but when I do, shit is hot fire. I look at my analytics. Some of y'all listening, yeah, hit. Anyways, man. Oh my god. There's so much red meat content, you know what I'm saying? It's not even red pill, it's just like red meat now. And what's so crazy about it is people complain about the modern woman, but the modern woman show their hand every single time. They show their hand every single time. There's nothing that's there's nothing that's unexpected. It's the same playbook. We have an all-out gender war, and the gender war is here to stay. I don't think anything is going to change. I don't think the circumstances, when it comes to male and female policies are going to change. Matter of fact, I think it's going to get worse because you have a situation where you have basically not really a changing of the guard, but I don't even know how to put it. It's like basically maybe it is a changing of the guard. Maybe I'm in denial. But anyways, you had the Ebony Williams. Let me see if I can find a video. Ebony Williams versus Ilana Van Zant or some shit. I can't even say it, her name, but she's not necessarily getting cooked because the rhetoric that she is spewing, resonates. It resonates pretty good with her crowd, her audience, the sisterhood, and there's nothing. The thing about it is, there's just nothing that's surprising about what was said. It's been covered, by a lot of people, and there is nothing that is new. We know about the sentiment of the modern woman. The modern woman is the modern woman. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is the modern woman is going to die on this hill. They're going to die on this hill. There's nothing that people can do to change the perspective of the modern woman. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Fair use, fair use. I'm gonna use the video from the griot, and it's been unpacked a bunch of times, but I'm gonna go ahead and unpack it. I'm gonna unpack this. Wow. Okay, hold on. Whew. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, let me present this thing right here. I just had me a no, this is this is the thing about this whole exchange that I'm about to show you guys. I mean, it's been, presented a whole bunch of times on YouTube. It's actually, I mean, it's par for the course. It's like, I mean, I don't know why anybody would expect any different from this exchange. This the crazy part about it is some people are acting like this is um like not revolutionary, but like kind of like they would expect something different. And and you shouldn't expect anything different. But let's go ahead and
So blessed to
listen to
have
this
you
shit.
here with us today on the Griot. I want to start, dear, with something that we share, which is that we are both attorneys by trade. You are a
Yes.
lawyer, you have a legal background, and
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and put the link in in the comment section. Anybody want to come up and assist me in this in this fuckery? You're more than welcome. But I'm gonna go ahead and put this shit in there. But let's listen to this bullshit. Go ahead.
as women in the law, Ayanla, do you believe that lens, that legal lens, informs our perspective and the way we show up in the world as women?
Oh, absolutely. And that's why I got out. Yeah. Very, very masculine, very intellectual, almost stripped and robbed of humanity. It really shows the dichotomy between the
One of the funniest parts of this is right out the gate, the other woman tried to gain allegiance right out the gate. Tried to gain allegiance right out the gate. Tried to like basically rally the troops. And the thing about it is, Atlanta, she actually basically pulled a not trickery or anything like that, but she actually reversed course on her, and it's quite interesting. All right, I'm gonna stop.
in the letter of the law and the spirit of the law. And for me, it just didn't feed my soul. And so I had to get out.
I feel that, and I do feel that I might have heard on a date or two, Ayanla, that we are not in a courtroom, Ebony. You can put the gavel down, and I do, I do feel it can spill over into the way I show up in my womanhood, which is really the center of this conversation today, Ayanla. We want to discuss masculine energy, feminine energy. I do want to start with kind of a news framing, which is that women's rights across the country, especially Black women's rights, they're under attack. Lots of laws are banning abortions. They are regulating what we can and cannot do with our bodies. What do you think happens for Black women when this type of siege is at play and we don't feel we have anyone to protect us?
Right. Well, the first thing I think we do is we go into anger. We go into anger without a clear ask. Doesn't make sense to be angry unless you got to ask. What is it that you're asking for? People can say anything in the world, but that doesn't mean that they get a right to do it. It doesn't mean that they get a right to affect you. But because so many of us are programmed and conditioned and educated to think like men, we respond like men. And when I mean men,
And the thing about this whole conversation, this is pretty like par for the course. It's almost predictable how this interaction is going to go, and look at how screwed up this woman's face is, right? And this is not logic based question. I mean, this is not logic based anymore, right? And it's funny how this woman is even a journalist or even has a platform to be able to interview people, because she automatically goes into feeling. I feel like, look, and you look, just look at her body language and her facial expression. She's expecting the old sisterhood to align with her, and this is based all off feeling. Just look at her face. This is feelings based now. Now she's gonna make an attempt to get, and the thing about the modern woman is programmed to do this, right? When she feels that things are not going her way, she, instead of, asking questions, because I'm in sales, you got to ask questions, got to find out why a person feels this way. She's going to automatically go into attack mode. Watch this. Watch it.
Men, I don't mean two-legged beast. I mean, I mean in the masculine energy, and it becomes competitive, it becomes aggressive, it becomes against them, and that's not who we are as women. It just isn't. And I think for Black women, particularly for us, the way that we've been programmed and conditioned and educated in the society to expect less, to accept less, to be angry and to complain, but to not really step into our authentic self, our authentic power as women, and create what we want, even if that's create the demand. Oh no, not here, not today.
Okay, I hear you articulating, Ayanla, this masculine energy traits, the competitiveness, the assertive.
The thing about it is if you, like, seconds before she went in, she's gonna go into this little diatribe, right? She batted her eyes a couple times, and then she looked up to the left, and this right here, this facial impression, whatever, if you look at some body language, what's the name, she doesn't believe what she's saying, but because she is so triggered and mad, let me see if I can rewind this a little bit, and then you can see, like, exactly what this is all feelings based. This is no logic. This is all feelings based. I'm going to go ahead and play it again. Watch.
Into our
Look at her
authentic
eyes.
self, our authentic power as women, and create what we want, even if that's create the demand. Oh no, not here, not today.
Okay,
there you see, you saw that. Hold on, let me, and you guys look that up. Look that up.
Create the demand.
She about to cap.
Oh no, not here, not today.
Okay,
There you go. I froze it right here. She's looking over. Now she's not even using her brain right now. She's just using emotion. I'm pissed. I don't know why she's not agreeing with me. This is not going anywhere. And look at the other lady. The other lady is centered, and she's smiling. So watch how she just goes into a disingenuous diatribe. Shit that she don't even believe, but she's just gonna say it anyways. Watch.
I hear you articulating, Ayanla, this masculine energy traits, the competitiveness, the assertiveness. Tell me how you would frame feminine traits. Aggressive. Okay.
Grace.
Aggressive.
Yeah, aggressive, not assertive. It's okay for a woman to be assertive. Grace, first of all. I think we've lost our grace. We move in such a harsh and hard way. Grace, compassion, nurturing.
Just and the thing about what's so hard to watch about this is this train that we're about to see is never late. This train is never late. This train right here is so predictable. Look at her face. She's like, Just look at her face. Look at her face. Oh, shout out, man. We got Prince Pierre in the building. Y'all. We
What's
got
going on?
what's going on, man?
Ain't nothing
Man, what's
much.
happening?
Ain't
No, I
nothing much,
mean,
man. It's gonna yeah, I see you got homegirl on now.
yeah,
Alana Van Sant.
everybody talking about this, but the thing about this whole exchange is it's like um this subject. Do you think this subject could be like nuanced at all? Like, is there any expectation where this exchange would go any other way than it's going right now?
Well, Alana Van Sant, she's very educated, so she's not finna. All she gonna do is take her questions and answer them in layman's terms. You know,
Right,
put her L7 to get it. So she gonna put it
right.
with a ghost there, like you say. Women ain't got grace no more. Because women don't have what women allow is spirituality. They don't have
Hmm.
that no more. They don't care about it. It was different when the man would come in there and we really don't. We care about it, but we move. We faith without works is dead, right? So we just move and do what we need to do.
Hmm.
Women ain't supposed to be acting like we are. They're not supposed to act
Right.
like me. They're not supposed to do that shit, and that's why, you know, acting like a man, man. That some of these men are prime. So that it's
Right.
gonna get you caught up in real shit. That's why
But I
I ain't
mean,
gonna
but
say
if
certain
you look
things,
at
but
if you look at the
domestic
body
violence and
language,
shit like that.
yeah. But if you look at
Mm-hmm.
the body language, right? Who would you say out of these women are more centered and more probably believing in what they're saying versus just fighting? Who's in fight
No,
mode and who is in truth mode?
Alana Van Zandt.
Yeah.
You can look at her
I
telling
mean,
her she
it's
don't want to
so
hear. See,
evident,
probably
isn't
these
it?
young women don't want to hear it because see, like I said, like I told them up a long time ago, them Van Zandt, you claim they soft, but they the one you slapped the taste out her ass in the house.
Right,
Slap them
right,
over bedroom tables. Because
right.
they think because they out here in the real world, they running with gay grace and they know how to manipulate a man, you know what I'm saying? Without having to manipulate a man in a whole different way to get what they need in the game without having to give up themselves with it. It's manipulation. That's what she was talking
Hmm.
about. She was talking about how women can walk in the room and control the room. Y'all don't do that no more because y'all gotta do all that.
But I mean, but this interview to me, and I try to look at it from a different lens. This shit looks so fucking cliche. I mean, the thing about it is Ebony Williams is showing like the floor model of the modern black woman. No nuance, no nothing. Like she is not saying anything that if you went on social media and you put 100 sisters in a room, 80 of them would have the same reaction, right or wrong.
So you put 100 women in a room. Oh yeah, only yeah, it's 80-20 rule. Yeah, 80 gonna be on her side. They gonna look at her as she an older woman. Uh, I don't know her marital status or anything. I don't know what she owns, so we don't know what Alana owned. If you knew she was
Right.
married or anything like that, but she an older woman, so they
No,
they
she's gonna
they
tell the story. She's contrite
yeah.
and she's actually
Mm-hmm.
almost in repentance
Yeah, there's
of how
nothing new
she
about it
acted.
because Oprah Winfrey was put on back in the late
Right,
2000s.
right. But
Yeah,
she's almost in
yeah.
repentance. And this woman is like this woman at 40 is so far gone that she's so resistant. Like,
Who's 40? You talking about homegirl?
yeah,
Which one?
homegirl's 40 and she's resistant. But let me go ahead and play this shit.
Yeah,
And
Alana Van
it's so
Sant, she got to
evident.
be what in the 60s,
Right, right, right.
right?
But she's trying to give her some game, but she's just not listening.
And she in her 40s, so she need to be sucking
Nourishing,
up all this damn game.
Why?
elegance. How about majesty? How about divinity? How about holiness? This is not a language you hear coming out of most women's mouths, but they'll talk about being a boss, being a diva, being, in charge. And so many of us are either not seated in our throne as queens or we're in the throne and the crown is crooked. meaning we're in the throne and we don't really know how to hold that place without the masculine aggressiveness and demanding and attachment. And it's killing us. It really is.
So in a recent interview with our dear friends over at the Breakfast Club, that went very viral for very good reason, you said that women are being trained to be men in skirts. I will acknowledge. I will say.
Okay, let me. I said this again. Like, you can tell by a person's eyes when they look to the left or they look to the right if they're being genuine or not. Let me go ahead and rewind this and look at her eyes. Look at her eyes.
With our dear friends over at the Breakfast Club, that went very viral for very good reason. You said that women are being trained to be men in skirts. I will acknowledge. I will.
You saw that? You gotta look at the
I
eyes.
saw.
You saw the eyes?
Which one? You talking about her? Oh yeah. She batting them. Yeah. But she
She's
know it
batting
her
them,
soul is
and
true.
then she went left and then she went right. Left is when you're lying, and right is when you're telling the truth.
Yeah, she basically rolling the eyes.
Right.
But
yeah.
You really
But this right here, this is hurting her. She's on the ropes right now.
I will say I was triggered. I was a hit dog, and I hollered to the entire production team to get you here today, because I actually think you're right. I think you're right, Ayanla. I do think that I'll just speak for myself vulnerably. When I think of a masculine posture and what I would expect a man to do in my life, two things come top of mind, and they are provide and they are protect. And when my lived experience, and I think I'm still relatively young, I guess, but I'm 40 in September. So, you know, I've had some relationships, and I've yet to find a man who has shown, I mean, this includes even my father, who was absent. I've yet to have a male energy that provided or protected me consistently ever. So I think that I have taken on the reins to protect and provide for myself, because what I'm not going to do, Ayanla, is be without. Baby, it's not happening.
Be without what?
So that would
be
without protection, and be without the necessities of life.
Okay.
So, but I say that with an invitation, Ayanla, check me. Show me the error of my ways. Tell me how I might be missing it, because I might be.
Okay.
Yo.
Yeah, I'm back.
Oh, you back? Yeah. But the thing about it is she is actually being contrite right now, and the thing about it is that, you know, I'm trying to teach you. I mean, sometimes when you look at women, you got to inspect their eyes. The left is a lie.
Well, see,
the right
when
is
she
a
said
truth.
about the providing it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see what's wrong with women now.
She's
they went out there
outpriced herself.
Right, outpriced
She's
herself.
outpriced.
Yeah.
I mean, she's outpriced herself. She's outpriced herself.
Mm-hmm.
She's stuck. She's almost essentially in a conundrum right now, because she's not going to be able to date a man beneath her, but she's not necessarily going to be able to date a man that's above her, because she's 40 and she's relatively good looking. So she thinks, like, I mean, you're not Sierra. You don't got 3 kids from a high value dude like Russell Wilson. It's over for you, lady. That is the conundrum she's in right now.
Yeah,
And
she's a sugar mama. Let's get to it. She's a sugar mama in the game. I don't think she can get her. It's like Stella. She go get her a young buck. She got to take care of the young niggas. That's right. It. Because let's just get to it, man. They want somebody gonna break their back, man.
Mm-hmm.
See, I think what's wrong with our men, man, I think we worrying about the money, and we worrying about our man. Let's break these women's back.
Right.
You gotta knock them out, man. Make a man. You gotta hypnotize 'em, man. Better we know we used to call it peanut phallicize them on 'em, man.
No, get them dick drunk.
Yeah, get them dick drunk, man. Dickmatize these bitches, man. Y'all need to quit worrying about the money, quit worrying about all the bullshit. Tell these hoe, straight up and down. And then all we doing is we just fucking you down, bitch. That's all we gonna do for you. We ain't getting you no money. We do because guess what? They get out. That's what they do. They get all the men that got everything else. And then on the side, they got some stunt dick nigga on the side. It's the kids be the stunt. Don't be the front, be the stunt, man.
Yeah,
I'm in the stunt game. I'm in the stunt game. I'm not in the front game no more.
Yeah, man.
I never been in. I never gonna be in. So that's why the niggas over there be in the gym, get slim, and take your He-Man vitamin.
Right.
Yeah, do right by man and be the stunt, man.
I mean, but if you look at look at the picture on the screen, right? Would you think the old woman, right, that's been through it, would be in pain versus the young woman who looks like they're in more pain?
Oh, the young.
Look at the body
the woman,
language.
like you said, she in her divinity. She know what she stays in. Don't know about her personal life like that. She keep that kind of secret. So she's very smart. She don't keep her secret like a secret. She gonna tell everybody what she doing. She all on Instagram over there hustling, all on the social media.
This woman has a whole hamburger in her throat right now. God damn. Like she has a whole hamburger in her throat. Holy shit.
I too am an alpha woman. So I understand what that means. And I tell people all the time, I was a horrible mother. I was a great father. And I was a horrible mother because I'd never been mothered. So I didn't know how to affirm, how to nurture, how to nourish, how to guide. I knew how to direct, how to demand, how to discipline, and like you said, provide and protect. Those are masculine energies. And the distinction here is men build, women create. So we know how to build. We know how to get to the external and get the work done and drive and push and do it. We don't.
This is crazy, bro. But do you think like most men in the modern era are having to deal with this kind of bullshit?
Yeah, they gonna deal with it, man.
This is. I mean, I wish she would pretend or anything like that, but she is like, I don't know if this old lady is like playing, like, I mean, almost playing her. Like, she tried to throw her, she just tried to throw her a short pass. She's like, well, you know what? Let me go ahead and throw this to you, old sister, and then you can give this back to us, right? So we can, we can get back on the field. We can get back, bashing these men. And she threw the ball to her, and she just completely reversed course on her. And she's like, oh, this old, like, look at her face.
And she just telling them about her personal experiences. She been there and done that, playing that masculine role and everything. It doesn't work for you.
Man, shout out to Pure Bama, man. Shout out to Pure Bama.
You're not in your essence. You're not in your.
Shout out to Pure
You're not
Bama,
in your femininity. You're not in yourself. You're not being who God made you to be. You got to do extra.
But this is
y'all want to do extra, man. Y'all want to do extra.
This is beyond delusional. I mean, it's beyond delusional. It's just like, it's like the sisterhood. I mean, she tried to actually throw the ball to her and be like, hey, you know what? Like, get me back on track. But she actually reversed course, man. I'm talking too much, man. Let me go ahead and
we don't know how to be still, create it, and allow it to come to us. And I learned that when I lost everything. I learned how to create because I had already built and it all crumbled. The house, the husband, the job, the contracts, the professional career in the world, stripped of it all. All the attachments, the necessities of life, the creature comforts, until I was stripped down to the bare bone. And then I had to learn how not to build is external. Create is internal. And we as women have the power to create and attract anything we desire.
She's getting this lady's getting hit with some not haymakers, but she's getting punched in the gut right now.
Yeah, she
And
giving up. Yeah, because she ain't in the gut because this is the information that women been getting told and they've been ignoring it for years. So now you got this prominent woman that they was on the OWN network. A lot of young women was watching this
mhm.
shit. She was coming on and she was over there checking men because she was over there checking men. She was over there checking women. She was checking on everybody. She a lot of us ain't get anybody to smoke back in the day. Okay,
I mean,
and
she
mostly
did
she was
double
checking
talk.
men though. Mostly she was checking men.
Yeah, but check this
Now
out,
she's
man.
sitting back in the game.
Shout out to
Go ahead.
Pure Bama. Actually definitely just caught her in her thing. She tried to say that men build and women create, and then in the other side of her mouth, she tried to switch that up. They say like we built. No, Atlanta Van Zant. No, you can't pull that trickery on us. We got you. We got you. It's like there ain't no we in us. Ain't no
Ain't no
damn we
we.
in us. It
Well,
was
she trying to
Martin.
talk that W. Yeah, she
Yeah,
trying to
it was
talk it.
Martin. It was Martin, Malcolm. It was Garvey. It was those guys that actually build. You know what I'm saying?
Well, she said,
I mean,
but you gotta miss what she said. She said when she tried to build shit, she tore it down. She
right,
went through hell. So listen to what she's saying. She's saying when she
right,
tried to do that, and she's saying, correct. Well, it is what it is. You know what I'm
right.
saying? She trying to goddamn play both sides of the fence.
Yeah,
But I ain't buying it. But she said when she was trying to goddamn me stand up and do every goddamn thing, everything failed. She lost every damn thing. She had to go back to herself and invest in her femininity. That's why she's saying correct and all this other stuff. And she
hmm
knows get back in her
but
femininity and
this,
chill
but this is
and attract shit.
this is usually the roadmap that they've created for themselves. Is once they engulf themselves in a career and thinking they're better than men and shit like that, they're headed for destruction. You feel me? It even says, Pimpin' Ken even says a hoe with no instruction is headed for self-destruction. And I think
Absolutely.
that even says it in the Bible that not a hoe, but a woman with no instruction is headed for self-destruction. You feel me? I
Every
mean, an
day.
idle mind is a devil's playground. Like, if they have no purpose, they're going to destroy some shit. And that's the nature.
See, the problem with women is that they go out in the workforce or whatever, and then they don't know how to cut. When they go home, they don't know how to cut this shit off. They don't know how to turn it off. See,
Right.
man don't turn his shit off. He go out there and do his thing. He come home, he still got to leave. A woman go out there and she a leader of some company or something. She don't know how to turn that shit off.
I mean, but when
And
it
they the one got
comes,
to learn how to turn it off though. They have their it's called double consciousness. Women in the modern day woman, they ignore double consciousness.
right,
Man, a double consciousness for black men is understanding racism, white supremacy, and understanding ourselves. Women, they gotta understand racism, white supremacy. They also gotta understand they gotta go out there and they got to do what they do, and they gotta turn it off. That actually, women gotta have a triple conscious. They gotta know when to turn back into feminine. But if they stay in their femininity as they do everything they supposed to be doing, understand me, then they ain't gotta worry about it. Then they won't have to play a double consciousness.
mm-hmm.
They don't want to play but one. They just want to go battle all day and then bring that bullshit to the house. And that man ain't trying to have that.
Yeah. I
Man
mean,
ain't trying to have that.
when it comes to true production, other than being productive in the household, what do they really have as coming like from a woman? True production to society. It's not engineering because you don't really have women engineering. It's not really science. I mean, their role in production is actually in house. Them being able to nurture, them being able to take care of offspring and men is their true production. Other than that, Because the thing about it is, do you really want a woman building a house?
No, woman supposed to maintain the house.
Exactly.
It's like somebody said, women don't want to cook. Ain't you got to eat, woman?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of things women cook. She can cook stew. She can crock pots, turn her own simmer. She know she's gonna be gone 8 hours and 9 hours in a day. You know, there's a lot of that things they can cook.
Do you
They
want
got
a
15,
woman?
20-minute meals they can make. Stir fries and all things that don't take long. All you gotta do is chop it up.
If you had a family, right, and then you was like, hey, you know what, woman, you go hunt and kill the food. I mean, you guys would starve, right?
Right, you can't do that. The man go hunt and kill the food. The woman prepares the food.
Exactly. I mean, but it's just
Woman prepared. They said, it's like what Steve Bishop said. What she brings to the table. Nah, man. She got prepared to
Pure Bama brought a good point. Like, do you think Malcolm or Martin? Who cares how you feel about them? Whatever. They were both assassinated for, supposed civil rights or whatever.
Yeah, they women were both submissive.
How happy you think they would be with the state of women, how they are right now, knowing that they died, to give them. Just to be able to give them the right to be able to say this shit. Like, how would Malcolm or Martin view these two, not these two women, but the one woman on the right, on the left?
Well, if Malcolm and Martin were still alive, women probably wouldn't even be acting the way they act today.
No.
Because they were two leaders, you know what I'm saying? One leader, don't let his woman raise him, wouldn't let Betty Shabazz raise her voice in his house. Yes, Coretta. Martin was be doing all kind of other women, right? And she still stayed down with him because he was on the mission for the people. Mm-hmm. So those two men were on the mission for the people. So they were still around. And Marcus Messiah Garvey, and he had both Amy's. One of them, he had another Amy Jock and Amy. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. Them men were, they had a vision. They was leading something. So they didn't have time to be, them women had children to raise. So they didn't have time to be, and them women didn't work on no job neither.
Right.
So they had children to raise, man. So they ain't had no out of mind. They had to goddamn teach them kids and get them kids and protect them kids while he was out there trying to empower the people, giving the people the information they need to try to beat this system.
Right.
I think now that where the women now, they don't think we trying to defeat racist white supremacy. So that's what, but they ain't trying to defeat it neither, which ain't their job.
Right.
So those men are different in the game, but in the modern day, and them women back then, they knew what they supposed to do. They know they're supposed to be able to, bring to the table.
But the thing about it is, and I said this a long time ago, and I've made podcasts. Black women in particular, they can't really think outside of their pussy. They almost feel the model of the litmus test for success is whether or not somebody would sleep with them or not. That's it. So.
Yeah,
that's bare minimum. If you think about it from this perspective, right? You try to tell a black woman about, let's just say, white supremacy, the white power structure, right? She would never ever believe in there is a white power structure that exists, because she knows that she can go to work, she can go anywhere, and she can get a white man to sleep with her. So in her mind, that power structure does not exist.
The mindset about that is different between the Loretta Scott Kings and the Betty Shabazz. They always knew a man to lay down with them. What man will marry him and take care of him though? That was the game for a woman. Who gonna marry me? Who gonna take care of me? Who gonna make me whole and shit?
Yeah.
Because nobody has to disrespect wives in the game. They disrespect single women in the game. Single women get run through the mud. or you a wife
Yeah,
or
man.
whatever. It's like same thing with Steve Harvey. We criticize Steve Harvey. Ain't nobody criticize Marge. You shitting on Steve, right? Because she's on the covenant, right? Because Marge got married. She on the covenant. What you talking about her for? You know about what she did in her past and everything she did, but she a wife now. You don't talk about her. You talk about
Yeah,
Steve,
man.
though.
But hey, shout out to Pure Bama. He's on the panel right now.
Y'all talking about now we get one. You talk about Jada, but what Jada doing? Jada the one put all the information out there, and she ended up losing that damn show. By the way, thank God.
Yeah.
That tired her.
Hey, now we got a panelist. What's up, Pure Bama? Can you hear us, man? What's happening? I don't know if you got his mic down.
Yeah.
No, I got Pure Bama on there. Trucker. Shit. Prince P a trucker. Yeah. You know.
Yeah. But go
Can
ahead,
you hear us,
man.
Pure Bama? I don't know. He must got his mic.
He must got his mic off.
Something. But anyways, let's go ahead and play this broad. I mean, the thing about it is that it's just like it's like the expectation, like the bar has been lowered to Cynthia G.
But we don't get still. We won't shut up. And we manage everything through fear, control, and survival. Mm-hmm. As opposed to feeling, knowing, and blooming or flourishing. Complete different thing. But since we've never been trained, we haven't been taught. So we do it the way we were taught to do it, which is very masculine in nature.
And very extra.
Yeah, because women supposed to take care of shit. They're supposed to nurture stuff.
In a car accident, don't call an attorney. Use this.
And goddamn stream, I'll be on that bullshit, man. Ugh.
AI app instead. That's what I did, and it's how I got this $100,000.
Women done got too selfish, or they said being selfless.
Very external. I feel that you are describing me to a T, Mr. Yanla. Now, is this why you are conducting a rites of passage program so that women, all of Black women in particular, can learn to create?
Women, so that we can learn our authentic power, that we can learn the distinction between a powerful woman and a woman in her power. There's a distinction, but there are skills and tools and practices and processes that we have to learn. At every age, the 20s have a process, the 30s have a process, the 40s have a 50, 60. We each have a process. And if you don't learn your 20 process, you're going to be doing it at 50. If you don't complete your 30 process, you're going to be doing it at 60. And that means you'll be running on overdrive instead of seated in your power. Yes. And the secrets are there. They come from our culture. They come from our history, but no one has taught us. So me, as a descendant of Africans and Native Americans, I have a very lovely blend and mix. And I just, for a long time, I didn't.
What happened? Yeah, I mean,
do it because women in general, they don't want to hear. They think their way is right, and I'm crazy when I say sit down, shut up, and listen, and you can create what you want. They don't want to hear that.
Well, I want to hear it. So tell me when the sign up is. I don't want to miss it. Let me know when you're taking registrations because I am curious. I had a very lovely single Black mother.
What they have been
and I'm gonna get to the.
Man, they're not talking about that, brother. They're talking about what they own.
Motherhood and
yeah,
man.
Life. But the thing about it is even the rhetoric I hear from these women, can we
Yeah,
really
it's still red.
trust it?
But she was, by definition,
Can we
more of a
trust it
father
though?
figure in
Can
terms
we
of
trust
providing
it?
and protecting.
No,
And
you can't trust it, man.
I
You
think
know
that's
what I'm
very
saying?
common.
Because
So, according to the U.S. Census, Ayanla, 23% of households in the country are single-parent households, and we know 80% of them are led by.
Did she just 23% household?
how many single households is?
He said 20. Hold on. Let's let these broads
Women. How does this affect the child? Both
Hold on,
little
hold on,
girls,
hold on.
little
Let me-
boys, non are
The
single-parent
sleight of
households,
hand.
and we know 80% of them are led by women. How does this affect the child?
Hold on.
So, according to the U.S. Census, Ayanla, 23% of households in the country are single-parent households, and we know 80% of them are led by women. How does this affect the child? Both little girls, little boys,
Hold on.
non-binary
Hold on.
children.
What did she
How
say?
does that frame
Hold on.
their expectation?
This is, I mean, is this fuzzy math? You know, like
Yeah, it's fuzzy
Trump,
mad, but
like,
when she's saying 23%,
hold on.
that don't
led
add up in
by
America.
women. How does this affect the child?
She talking about
Both
the whole
little
races,
girls.
though.
She
White
said 20.
folks,
She
everybody.
said 23%. She said 23%, and then she switched it up. Hold
Yeah,
up.
she said 23%, which I don't understand that one. 23% of everybody, of all women,
Right.
all races of women. Then she went to
But
80%
the
black.
black people, it was 80%. Hold
Of
up.
households
Right.
in the
Of
country are
course.
single-parent households, and we know 80% of them are led by women. How does this affect the child? Both little girls, little boys, non-binary children. How does that frame their?
Did you see the sleight of hand? She just put non-berry, like, was it?
Yeah, I don't
This-
understand. I don't
This is
binary
a
women.
joke. This is a joke.
But boys and girls, man,
griot.
children, man.
I mean, somebody needs to somebody said Byron Allen owned the griot. Somebody needs to take him to task. How the come on, man? And this is a black man that we
This
need.
binary
This
bullshit.
this
What the
black
fuck
man
is
was about
binary?
to buy. He was about to buy. Wasn't he about to buy a network? And then NBC or some shit like that. And then he tried to and he said he claimed racism and shit like that. But yet you have a network that this woman, referenced something that's so irrelevant to black culture that it's egregious. Did you hear? Bro, let me just go ahead. I'm sorry to be like a pain. I mean, this is my channel, so fuck it. I'm gonna say whatever.
Yeah, do you?
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't even pay that shit no mind, man.
Very lovely
Boys and girls.
single black mother. And I'm going to get to the statistics on single black motherhood and family life. But she was, by definition, more of a father figure in terms of providing and protecting.
you gotta be out of your motherfucking goddamn puny ass fucking brain to make a fucking statement right there. Like, bras like her, man. God damn. Listen. P.
Yeah.
Why do they do this shit, bro? Why do they do this shit?
Shit, because
Let's just say that you had an absent father. How the fuck can a woman be a father figure?
she can't.
The
No
fuck
way in
is
the
she
hell she
talking
can be a
about?
father. Perfect example. It was like when it was back when somebody had a lecture about when Kevin Durant won his MVP a long time ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they was giving credit to the mother. And the brother said, that mother don't get no credit for that MVP he won. A woman didn't teach that boy how to play no basketball. If that woman was a real woman, she'd be talking about, she'd be talking about them coaches. Perfect example would be Tank, right? If you know Tank's story now, he know that his mom and his daddy were both drug addicts. But who really cultivated him into being the boxer he is Calvin Ford. He's a trainer. Because he coached him since he was 7. You don't ever hear his mama go over there and say, now mama's in his life, but she ain't gonna never come up there and say, I did this. She ain't do it no diss to her, but she know she ain't do nothing. She know who saved her son's life. It wasn't her,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't her, and it was not his biological father. It was his trainer, Calvin Ford, who took him at 7 years old and trained him to be a dynamic boxer today.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So we have to understand that these women, they want to take all the credit, but they not. They want to take credit, but they know damn well they didn't cultivate that boy to being the athlete that he needed to be. You might have had it in your DNA. You might have ran track a little bit. You might have did something. You might have whooped the little ass or something. So it might have been in his DNA from you and your mom and daddy. But you didn't cultivate that greatness in him to be a great basketball player. Because you even hear the story of Kevin Durant. Just for an example, he was moving around from place to place.
Mm-hmm.
But he moved around all over the place. So if he really wasn't, but he caught on the basketball quick. He was all over, goddamn. He was all over the motherfucking what they call DMV area, DC and Virginia area over there, Prince George, all over the place.
Yeah.
She didn't stay in one
Man, I
damn
mean,
place.
I wish we could have got pure Bama on here, man.
Yeah, let's give you an example how they try to take credit for the community, helping these kids and shit.
Yeah.
So it's a father figure around that bitch, an uncle, a coach, a teacher, something around that motherfucker that they looked up to. They ain't looking up to no girl, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know, we talking about these guys that make it though. You know what I'm saying? The guys that don't. There's always somebody looking up, because guess what? A boy looking up to somebody. That's how they go up looking. That's why they turn the game banging, because they're around some brotherhood / OG fatherhood figure. That's how they get involved in games. So a boy got to go find a mentor or find a peer, somebody doing something masculine around them, so-called. So now get out of here. Now the girls is a whole different story. But now they want to take credit for stuff. They don't need to be taking credit for us. Letting people know that the community did save me, my son, when I had to fend for my son and maintain and to put food in his mouth so he'd be healthy enough to do what he wanted to do. To be real.
Yeah, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button. The thing about like my podcast, you know, I got 7,000 subscribers and shit like that, and I really don't do that many shows. But yet my analytics are. I mean, people that listen to my shit, they come back. You know what I'm saying? They come back. Oh damn, and you know there was I can't hear. All right, man. Hey, pure Bama, come back, man. If you're in the stream, man, come back. I'm gonna drop another link. Shit, damn. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this be an interesting conversation because I think this would be not productive. I mean, yeah, it would be a productive conversation because Prince P is of the elk. He's anti-passport, bro. He is he is pro-game, but there is we're older cats, so is a meeting, like a meeting ground that we have, and that's what I appreciate with Prince Pete. That's why I fuck with the pastor. I fuck with real niggas. You hear me? I mean, we like the thing about it is like men don't really have to agree with each other, right? No. I'll bang on the Cowboys, right? I hate the fucking Cowboys. I think they're a piece of shit organization. You feel me? But at the end of the day, I still got love for Prince P. Right? He probably don't like the fucking Dolphins. I seen an interesting story about. I wish I wanted to talk to Prince P about this shit. I got to look this shit up about because I was looking at Todd Malkin, his history, and they reference why did he leave Georgia, and it was kind of a situation, kind of like Jimmy Johnson in fucking you fucking the corpse Jerry Jones. It was like one of those situations.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, and it was interesting. It was a very interesting story about why did Todd Malkin leave fucking Georgia. You have a chance to go to do the unprecedented, which is 3 national championships, and you leave and you leave. And the thing about it was, they started to break down the story, and it was just I mean, the thing about the Cowboys shit, and I'm going on a tangent for a little bit. I mean,
Yeah, you got to get off the topic, man.
You had two teammates in college, Arkansas dudes, right? You think it was like the a match made in heaven? They could have win a three-peat, and them motherfuckers couldn't even get along with each other. That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, because Jimmy Johnson considered Jerry an associate. Jerry Jones considered Jimmy a friend. That was the problem. They got the streams crossed. If Jerry knew he was associate and shit, then I think Jerry knew he was associate. He thought he was a friend.
So Jimmy was the guy that Jerry Jones always wanted to be.
Yeah, he thought that
he wanted to be.
Jimmy was his best friend.
Jimmy
was not.
Jimmy Johnson. He wanted to be Jimmy Johnson.
No,
but I mean, Jimmy Johnson's a piece of shit, though. I mean, he's kind of he's an asshole.
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson is not. Now Jimmy Johnson is friends to his. Jimmy Johnson is friends to so. They when you break it down, they both got J and J, so they were roommates not because they were friends, because they had the same fucking initials.
Mm-hmm.
So what would happen with Jerry? Talk his shit or whatever, right?
Right.
And Jerry talking about business or whatever. Well, Jimmy ain't finna knock him on that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I'm finna go over and do this, and third. So he gonna rock on with you while you're there.
Jimmy,
talking business.
So Jimmy was a popular guy, and Jerry Jones was not the popular guy. He was a rich guy that wanted to be Jimmy, but he didn't have the charisma. He didn't have the swag as Jimmy. He still don't have the swag as Jimmy.
No, he don't have the swag as Jimmy. But like I said, Jerry thought that Jimmy was a friend and Jimmy was an associate. You know how you think you have a friend, but he's an associate, and the associate might, you can have that. Because you got best friends and associates. Jimmy was an associate to Jerry. He wasn't, and Jerry thought he was a friend. And Jimmy was not. Jimmy was a friend of Dave Weinstein, guys like that.
Yeah, people that were under him. But I mean, yeah, you're right. I'm off topic, man. Let's go ahead and cook.
And I think that's very common. So according to the U.S. Census, Ayanla, 23% of households in the country are single-parent households.
Man, I wish I had my fucking what's the name. Watch this sleight of hand. You gotta watch these harlots, bro. You heard what you just said, right?
Yeah, young harlot, old harlot. Middle-aged harlot, old harlot.
Yeah. I mean, you saw that sleight of hand, right? And this is a paid journalist, right? She works for the Griot. What's the name? She said 23% of households in America are single mother households, right? Am I wrong? Or single parent households, right? Am I wrong?
What'd you say?
Okay. All right. Let's play this again.
Single black motherhood and family life, but she was by definition more of a father figure in terms of providing and protecting.
Hold on.
Well, I want to hear it. So tell me when the sign up is. I don't want to miss it. Let me know when you're taking registrations, because I am curious. I had a very lovely single black mother, and I'm going to get to the statistics.
Hold on. Okay. All right, let's
more of a father figure in terms of providing and protecting.
All right.
Shut up and listen, and you can create what you want. They don't want to hear that.
Okay. All right, we'll start it from here.
Well, I want to hear it. So tell me when the sign up is. I don't want to miss it. Let me know when you're taking registrations, because I am curious. I had a very lovely single black mother, and I'm going to get to the statistics on single black motherhood and family life, but she was by definition more of a father figure in terms of providing and protecting, and I think that's very common. So according to the U.S. Census, Ayanla, 23% of households in the country are single parent households, and we know
Okay, let's put that on record. I don't mean to be an asshole, but let's put that shit on record right there. You heard what you just said, right?
Prince, you there? Or you gone? Oh, okay. But this is sleight of hand. Sleight of hand right here. Watch this.
80% of them are led by women. How does this affect the child? Both little girls, little boys, non-binary children. How does that frame their expectation of women when the mother is in charge?
It all depends on what the mother or the woman demonstrates.
Prince P. I don't know if Prince P is still here. But this is what's called a sleight of hand. I mean, not the sleight of hand. I mean, I made up that term myself. That she used a very low statistic, right, which is 23% of nation's average of single mothers, right? And then she's like, oh yeah, was it? I can't remember what the percentage is. I was like, no, don't do this. Don't do this, lady. Don't fucking do this. Don't do this. Like, you I mean, you are almost compromising your journalistic integrity, because when people have piercing ears, they can really they can actually they know the nuance to it. But yeah, she's playing games. Anyways, man, I don't know where Prince P is, man. I don't know if he got bored or whatever, man. But I probably should have got through this shit. Yeah. Anyways, man, your boy No Cupcake Zone podcast. I don't know where the hell Pure Bama went, man. Pure Bama, man. Fuck with your content, man. You was on Pablo's shit. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link again, man. Y'all come through. Good. Anyways, man, that's a sleight of hand right there. But we're gonna let it ride, man. Go ahead, man. She's like, okay, 23% of everybody, but we about to stick y'all niggas with the biggest face.
It's about being a woman. If she's demonstrating that it's hard and it's rough and nobody's helping me and I gotta do this and you gotta do it this way, then that's what the children are gonna get. If she's angry because she's alone, if she's desperate because if she's not conscious, if she's not careful. I mean, when I look at the damage that I did to my children, not being clear about who I am as a feminine expression of the chief architect and creator of the universe. When I understand that I didn't know that and how to tap into that and the damage I did to my children, who I love with all my heart.
The black girl
as soon as
magic.
I discovered how off I was, I confessed it to them and asked them to watch me as I rebuilt who I was. And I'm still very alpha, but I'm in my throne and my crown is straight.
Okay. I'm looking forward to straightening my crown, Dr. Ayana. Let me ask you this. Let's get to the logistics, though. Let's get to the logistics. We know that Black women are earning college degrees faster than anybody else. Many of us are doing like we're doing, Ayana. We're getting those terminal degrees, those JDs, MD, PhDs. We also are the fastest growing group of entrepreneurs, along with Latina women in America. Pew Research said that women are now out-earning men
Yes.
in 22 of the largest cities in America, including where I live, New York, DC, LA, you name it. When we talk, and I know that you've said that you cannot teach a man or tell a man how to be a man. So I will not ask you to indict men in this question. But I do want you to speak, Ayanla, to how women need to, position ourselves so that we can be in our divinity, so we can have our crowns right, how we can create and not build, when some of us, quite frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done them all, they are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources, and some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Would you date a bus driver? Would you date
if he owns the bus? If he owns it. If he owns the bus.
See, that's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem. Okay. Because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well, I would date a bus driver. But we think that it's another human being's responsibility to give us what we need instead of us building together. I can build with a bus driver. I'd have my little stash over on the side in my prenup, but I could build with a bus driver. So I think some of the criteria that we look for in the reality of today keeps us unhappy, I almost think imbalanced.
I almost think this type of wisdom comes with age. She still has to pivot every once in a while back to the old sisterhood, not the old sisterhood, but like the I don't even know what type of sisterhood you taught. She has to pivot back to it just to get their understanding, because I think they check out after a certain, after certain rhetoric. She has to play that game a little bit.
Balance. And then when the men show up, we want to beat them up because they're not living up to our standards and criteria. And it's not working, beloved. It's just not working. So it's not that it's bad or wrong. It's obsolete. It's obsolete. We have to come up with a new way of being. I don't believe in carrying a man. A man has to do for himself. My son got his first job when he was 9. Okay? Because you're a Black man, you will know how to take care of yourself. But I think the way we measure it, it's just obsolete.
I think that's a factual analysis. For whatever we want, expect, we're told we were going to get, we got to look at the numbers and what's available on the marketplace. So you're certainly not wrong in the analysis. And let's tell the truth and shame the devil. We know what you got in that prenup would never be little. It'll never be small. Child, that's a big old mound of assets. But that's okay. Let's spend a little more time just so we're really clear in this conversation, Dr. Van Zandt, difference between masculine energy and feminine energy, because I know that is not necessarily gender assigned, right? This is bigger than that. This is bigger than genitalia, right?
Right. Absolutely. When we talk about man is mind, woman is heart. And so many of us have guarded, broken, closeted hearts that we do everything from here. And here, as a woman that's been educated, that, like you said, has a degree, here will run out. Here will lie to you. This will never lie to you. But we've been taught not to trust this. We've been taught not to trust our knowing, our intuition. But a man can have a good idea and be brilliant, So we want to have good ideas. But for us, our power is in knowing. And it's in getting that intuition and moving on it. That our power is in what we feel, not necessarily emotion, but what
women are socially calibrated when it comes to just life in general. They're socially calibrated, so they have a lot of know-how of different situations, because the world definitely shows you. I mean, the world doesn't really show you their hand. I'm trying to use a right analogy for this shit. Are women good poker players? they could probably be the best poker player because their whole existence is based on deception. They could be holding a great hand, you don't know. But when you put them in the game, they're gonna show their hand every time just because they can't help themselves. But anyways, man, that's $1 million worth of game. I've been listening to that podcast, but anyways, man, triple BLACK is a motherfucker, bro. I am a motherfucker, man. I'm a threat, bro. I'm a threat. A lot of niggas don't know about me, you know, in the space or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But let me go ahead and let this video play. Let me get up out of here. Gotta go to work in the morning. Yeah.
What we feel in our body, but so many of us are out of touch with our body. We'll give our body to somebody else before we really get in touch with it ourselves because we're so busy doing till we don't know how to be. When I talk about feminine energy, again, I'm talking about the grace, the compassion, the humanity. I'm talking about mercy. I'm talking about silence, stillness. I'm talking about flow and movement. I'm talking about speaking from a place of intuitive knowing, love. I'm not, and that's not the masculine way. The masculine way is justice, structure, power, it's control. That's masculine. Feminine is dominion, not control. But most of us, many of us, I'm in recovery, are control freaks. So it's a whole nother way, a whole nother vibe. She raises her hand. There's a whole nother vibe that we can tap into, that we have to tap into, because the world is dying. This society, this system is coming down. And if we don't step into our power as women, we're going down with it. With the fall of the materialism and the collapse of the systems and the structures. We gotta, how many women do you know with degrees could live outside and survive for 3 days on the earth? How many do you know? I know I can. I know what to eat. I know where to find water. I'm not saying we got to go back to the rustic times of the Wild Wild West, but I'm saying being in contact and in touch with the earth in a way that empowers us.
Yeah.
Take the pants off. Take the pants off. Let your hoo-ha get some air.
A new definition to breathe again, huh, Yamba? Listen, it's funny you say that. I only can survive the wilderness, and I know for sure, and I actually was able to do it for about 12 days because I was on a CBS reality show called Beyond the Edge that challenged me, though. It challenged me to do those things in a way I'd never done before. Before you leave us, I need to ask you about how what you're saying for women to sit in their knowing, be quiet for a minute, shut up and tune into our bodies, tune into our innate knowing, as I hear you say, but how that works alongside feminism. Because you've said you're not knocking feminism. You're not saying women cannot be police officers, firefighters, play football, or anything else. But you are saying that this hustle culture has given women a need to feel like we must be in competition with men. Is that
feminism for me? Feminism for me is a political or a social construct. And a woman, empowerment as a woman is an internal experience that becomes an external expression. I can be solid in myself as a woman. I may not want to play football or carry a gun on.
The crazy thing about this whole argument, what's she about to make? Imagine if there was minimism. This imagine. Let's just take that whole concept, right, and unpack minimism, or like the female equivalent to like the men doing the same thing, right? All things men. We need to be above you or on equal footing, which I think, I mean, in 20 or 30 years, there's probably going to be there's probably going to be a movement. Think about it. A movement like the Passport Bros. I'll give that one. I mean, for one example, right? The
Passport Bros.
right? Men going to Thailand, men going to the East, men going to all this type of stuff, right? To try to achieve some type of balance, some type of equality, to where men and women have different roles, right? There's equal consequences for either role, right? In our country, which is America, whatever, the shit is so antiquated to where the consequences for women and the consequences for men are completely different at every level. Not just one level, every level. When you go to the East, or there's other countries, you know, said there's things that are consequential, that are deeply consequential for women, and there's deeply consequential for men. You know what I'm saying? But here, everything is deeply consequential for men. There's no balance. In other countries, there is a balance. Like,
I don't even know, man. It's gonna be another show. But anyways, man, I mean, I got 0 listeners in the box. I have a lot of people that subscribe to the podcast, man. Make sure y'all hit No Cupcake Zone podcast. Make sure y'all hit Frankie Gunn's Cash App. I don't even know how to fucking put the Cash App and shit like that in the thing to where people just go in there and donate and shit like that. Y'all need to start doing that shit, man. Shout out to Pure Bama, man. Pure Bama, holla at your boy. Damn. I only got my YouTube page set up and shit like that. I need to have my YouTube page set up, but where people can start hitting me up. Shout out to Pastor, man. Shout out to Pastor. The biblical SBE. Hey, a lot of people have been doing that concept, man, and I've noticed it, man. The thing about it is, there's a lot of bigger people on bigger platforms and stuff like that are taking like content that we do on a smaller scale and using it on their platform, but they don't give any damn credit. And you know what? I'm gonna show improve. I'm gonna start. Yeah, I'm not gonna start. I'm gonna start actually making like some content, and I guarantee you, other freaking people from different platforms use the shit. You know, I'm a star. I'm a star. You're in. Anyways, man. Yeah. Anyways, man. Y'all gotta. Hey, let me go ahead and finish this this by letting this broad talk and finish this shit. So you're in.
On my hip. I may not. But the distinction is I'm not looking to anything outside of myself for my power. Not. And I know that everything is coming to me to stretch, strengthen, grow me into my authentic and original being. And inside, I'm not guarded. I'm not harsh. I'm not brutal. I'm not violent. I'm not violent in my speaking. Women speaking today is so violent toward themselves and toward one another. So I'm not talking about a political construct, the women's movement. Right. I'm talking about the move of women for themselves, within themselves, so that they can be themselves in a completely different way.
It's internal. I hear you. I hear you.
Yes,
One
it is.
thing before you leave us, I have to ask one thing about dating. The reality is there are more men right now, Ayanla, on dating apps and seeking partnership than there even are women, contrary to popular belief. And a lot of men
Yeah.
say that they're struggling, probably because of what you named earlier, probably because the expectations of many of the women are out of sync with what society is offering at this point in time, blah, 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 blah.
This whole delusion, in the thing, I can make a distinction about this because I was married to an esthetician, and they believe in the beauty standards and all this type of stuff. The facial expressions that Ebony could be having could be a result to Botox, because the facial expression that she had was very combative. It was very combative. It looked like she was actually straining or some shit like that. I mean, I'm not trying to roast her, but like her uncomfortable demeanor made her very masculine. In this type of role that she has, she should not be this uptight at all. I really think that she really believed everything that this other lady said, and she probably internally wants to make a wholesale change, but she doesn't know how to do it. Because the thing about it is, she works for the Griot, right? It's not quite the Shade Room. I mean, this is kind of like a sisterhood site where, you know, you go girl, yes, and all this type of stuff, and then they have a lot of the moist community that comes in there and champions and go ahead and eggs this shit on. So she probably doesn't really have any allies. She probably don't really have any allies outside of this shit. So she probably has to do. Like, hold on, there was a video. Before I get out of here, there was a fucking video where she doubled down on the shit. I don't know if she actually made a video. I'm gonna look. She doubles down. That's the thing about the search engine of what's the name, is you can find shit really quickly. Oh yeah, let's see how she doubles down. You guys ready for this? Oh man. I used
And
to
what
be
if I need a different
great
kind of plan?
podcaster
State Farm can help.
when I had my own background music. Not
We find the right
I had that
coverage.
Barry
What
White
if I was
shit
a different
that.
kind of baller?
That shit was it's a flow.
Rumor has it, rumor has it.
Call out a name, or you gossiping, or you chatty patty.
I'm gossiping. This is the Rumor Report.
I mean, I guess we on the Breakfast Club. This is where the tea spills, right?
Yes, on the Breakfast Club.
Let's see how she
Now we're
doubles
talking
down.
about the Brat and her wife, Jessica Judy. The Brat hasn't been up here, right? I know Judy's been up here, but I don't think the Brat's ever been up here.
Oh, Judy's been up here?
You remember? She opened
No.
up. She has the.
They decided to have a white baby. Oh my God! They decided to have a white baby, which Cynthia G would probably give her a round of applause. I wish I had my fucking goddamn. I'm so fucking mad right now, man, because I don't got my fucking mixer. I don't got my fucking soundboard. I don't got none of that shit. I mean, round of applause, man. God damn. Yeah.
The product, she opened up the huge warehouses out in New Orleans. She came up here before.
I don't know if I was here for that one.
Yeah, I think you are. Well, in a new interview with The Root, the couple explains how they chose a white sperm donor over a black donor because the latter wasn't attractive enough. The couple revealed that they were quite surprised at how few black donors were there to choose from. And they started, going through the candidates. They said they were only left with about 300 candidates after doing the screening, and only one of them was black. However, the only one wasn't attractive enough for them. The Brat laughingly said, the dude looked like Jiminy Cricket. I was like, I'm sorry, but that wasn't going to be my choice.
So let's go to our Breakfast Club correspondent, Dr. Umar Johnson, for comment, please. What do you think, Kim?
Oh my goodness, it was throwing me off. I mean, how? Okay, this is completely throwing me. I didn't know they had a white donor to begin with. Now, okay, all right, people are doing that. But I'm trying to say, where did she go to look at these donors? Was she in Utah, Oklahoma? Because if you're in Atlanta, it's a whole bunch of sperm I done seen. I done.
Jesus,
I meant sperm donors.
Kim. Okay, we got it.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of black men down there. But what they're saying is that black men are not donating sperm. But I think it's just not known. In the Breakfast Club, y'all should do a little PSA. Black men, go and donate your sperm because there are a lot of women who look for black fathers.
So I guess you should say good-looking black men.
Good,
in this case.
That shit crazy, boy. That shit crazy.
Yeah, it's plenty of sperm donors. But the black sperm donor gotta get that pussy, man. He gotta fuck on them. Yeah,
this shit
right.
crazy.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't understand that. I understand we want our children to look a certain way, but if you got pregnant naturally, you know, sometimes the children don't look like the mama and daddy. They reach back.
They look like ugly children.
They get a Jiminy Cricket. They get an uncle. They get, you know, you go back. I did not know because Wanda Sykes also has white. She had a white donor,
sperm donor.
Sperm donor. She's a friend of mine, and you know, I always ask her, you know, hey, she.
Let me ask you a question, Prince P. I mean, I gotta end the stream, but she just threw another sisterhood woman under the bus, a lesbian under the bus, right? I mean,
right.
Even if there was, I mean, okay, we have a lot of famous people in the moist community, and they on the flip side do the same type of thing. Do you think that one of these moist guys would be able to live that down to where they're like, oh yeah, I could have a baby with a black woman, but no, I choose a white woman? I mean, you know what? I don't even want to have that conversation. You know what? Scratch
right,
that.
Because basically,
I couldn't even.
Basically,
you know what? That's
so-called attractive black men and shit. You know, homo with so-called attractive black men and shit. Stand-up Negroes. We not doing that dumb shit. We ain't going to donate our sperm to no motherfucker. We ain't doing that masturbating off in no cup and shit. So all they had to do was if they wanted a black baby, the brat done gave up that pussy before. She could have called Allen Iverson up. Shit, he might have donated.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so shit, the brat was fucking niggas back in the day. Yeah, you talking about all she had to do was go over there and get a nigga to ejaculate him.
But you got to understand. I mean, if you look at it from a war strategy, these are hold on. They've left. I mean, there's a lot of black men that are captive, right? So they have given like the brat type, the lesbian type women their free papers, and they were like, hey, you know what? You guys are free, so we're gonna let you guys ruin our society. Like, you know what? Eviscerate the black race. This is war strategy. If you don't believe me, you think I'm just being this is a fucking war strategy, bro.
Yeah, let's just keep it 100.
It's a war strategy.
She wasn't going over there to know. She already knows she go to a sperm donor. She already knows she was getting a Caucasian on site. Say what?
Absolutely.
So let's quit playing, because ain't no nigga going to no motherfucking sperm donor, nigga.
Right. She didn't.
They gonna sperm down the old-fashioned way, skeeting up in some pussy, shooting up some fallopian tubes through his phallus up there.
But do you agree? If you don't agree, it's all. This is a war strategy, bro. This is a war strategy. Like, we're gonna let you guys are free to eviscerate the whole black community. You know what I'm saying?
But that's not gonna happen, man, because majority of these women want a man to physically endowing them. So majority of women want a man. So
But I mean,
just to create a baby or whatever. So.
But I mean, at 48, you don't think this is a test tube baby?
Oh, absolutely, man. She had to take the fertility drugs and all that shit there.
This is test tube. This is a lab rat. I mean,
yeah, it's a laboratory. It's a test tube baby.
It's a test tube baby.
Yeah, like
I mean,
what's name said,
I mean, I hate to.
Robert Harris said, "You test tube baby."
This is a test tube baby. Yeah. I mean, it's no I mean, I hate to disparage, a baby because it's. I mean, having a baby and all this type of stuff, like, I mean, that's a unique experience. But at 48, you don't. I mean, it's
they 48 years old, so she had.
Yeah, I mean, you had. I mean, an Arab dude had a fetish for Michael Jackson's offspring. This motherfucker paid money to have a fucking baby with Janet Jackson.
Oh yeah, she gave him $50 million.
I mean,
and Janet was past menopause, right? I think she was
listen. America thinks that there's something, dog. Messi, was it Leo Messi? A guy from Argentina is going to sign a $400 million a year contract with a Saudi Arabian soccer club.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and speaking of Dubai, when is Dubai gonna get into boxing business? Where everybody be boxing over there next? Cause they got casinos and shit, so that's next too. Vegas better watch their sales too.
Leo Messi is gonna sign a $400 million. I mean, this is American dollars.
Hey.
And you think LeBron at 50, or the thing about it is, even Floyd Mayweather, like I don't,
I think he going over there to fight. He finna got the third coming up in a couple.
Right.
He just announced that last week. I don't know where it is. It could be in the pot though.
The Saudis, I mean, but I mean, the Saudis have so much wealth. It's incredible.
Well, you know what they was doing? Back when what's the name? It was over there paying them girl $400,000 to demonstrate all this shit.
And you know who's Saudi Arabian?
Who that?
Bin Laden.
Oh, well, hell. Everybody know to get money, man. Yeah.
He's not Afghanistan. I mean, he's like
American stuff there. That's right. They really want to open up leagues and all kinds. Yeah, they be able to do something.
Right.
They know about the sites over here now. They started that.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, I really don't think America. Yeah, you're boring, man. But I don't think like they want American people to know about international finance. Let me get people in the chat. A lot of people don't know. I mean, let me spit some game. Yeah. If you look at some of the top companies when it comes to stocks, you have BP, that's British Petroleum. You have a lot of these pharmaceutical stocks and stuff like that. Exenica, that's a Swiss stock. I mean, but hey, shout out to Ewell. I mean, was it Earn Your Leisure? Yeah. Anyway, man, let me go ahead and play this shit.
the thing about it is when it comes to live listeners and shit like that, I'm not gonna get that much. But
She chose that.
playback.
But she has white children. They're not even like mixed. And I guess the Brat and Judy's they're going to be mixed children.
Yeah,
Did they say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I think the problem is this just reinforces a lot of negative stereotypes that in America white is beautiful and black isn't. Because the headline is the Brat got a white sperm donor because the black sperm donor looked like Jiminy Cricket.
Right.
You know
and
what I mean?
that is pushing that narrative, and we cannot do that. And it's unfortunate, but sometimes when you're on a reality show, we do say things try to be funny. So I'm hoping that's what she was doing, because you can find. And what I will say is, people have to understand, you only get $100 to donate sperm. It's
For
not,
real?
it's not high.
They don't even charge you by like the pint. They don't
Right,
charge you.
it's not a lot, so they gotta, like if you go get blood, I think it might be $20. So brothers are probably like, ain't nobody going down there to do all that, because it's a process.
I just don't know. I mean, we all don't know the process, but if they were looking and they said there was so few black donors and the only one that they found just didn't fit them, then they wanted to have a baby. I mean, I would hope that they would.
I mean, if you are buying a baby, right? If you're putting together your own baby,
start. Let me hear
seriously,
this,
if you're
let me hear
building
this.
a baby, you want the baby to look good. You know what I
Right,
mean?
of course. But they coulda
so
called
regardless of what,
they could have called you, right?
Thank you,
And
Kim.
been like,
Thank
hey,
you. I'm
just
glad you know.
yeah, that's what I feel like.
They didn't
people
want no
should do.
short baby.
But I'm just saying, regardless of the race,
Look at his skin,
if the
though.
person's not attractive,
Right.
you know what I'm saying, you probably don't want to take your chances. It's just crazy, all these conversations we have about buying black, supporting black business, and you go out and buy white sperm. Lord have mercy.
All right. Now we
sperm is always white, though.
We got to keep it moving. Ebony K. Williams, we talked about her yesterday, and now she's doubling down on the fact that she never date a bus driver. This is what she said yesterday.
I only saw a handful that even considered the possibility of a bus owner being a more aspirational position. Now, I suspect that some of y'all are the same men that were bringing home C's and D's on your report cards, only to then be coddled by parents that said, well, that's okay, as long as you're doing your best. Well, listen, I love and believe in the excellence of black men. So no, my dear, C's and D's or any other form of mediocrity is not okay. But could it be that Black America has been sold a narrative of average, regular, and typical being good enough for us? Well, see, that's called white supremacy. No, average is not and will never be good enough for me. And the gag is, I don't think it's good enough for you either.
Vintage Y2K.
Yes.
Oh, retro Samsung. Very impressive.
You think so?
At AT&T, it's worth a new Samsung Galaxy S23. Any year, any condition. Even that condition.
Ebony!
I don't even know what the
My
hell.
son brings home C's and D's. It's just fine. That's right. And I call him and I say, good job, but you can do better. Ebony!
You try to get him a tutor?
Yeah, I do. He has a tutor. But this,
Then
I don't
again, she
understand.
has
What
no
does white
children.
supremacy have to do with it? Why are we saying for her? She's saying for her, it's not good enough for her. And so Ebony, I don't know what she wants. A bus driver is fine. What if he's the best man ever and he's passionate about his bus driving and he loves you and he cares for you and he does all the things on the list that you love, because we all, women, we all got lists. And then you have one thing because is it the bus driver or is it the salary or is the money he makes? Because if Ebony is a millionaire or whatever, if she makes a lot of money, why does your man have to be equally yoked right there with you?
Yeah, I just don't understand why everyday working class people are considered average, mediocre, or typical. I don't know why we refer to everyday working class people as having lower standards. There are people who think what we do is average and mediocre compared to what they do, and they probably right. Like, if I'm a media personality, entrepreneur in the entertainment business, I can name so many jobs that are more important than mine. Doctors, teachers, engineers, military, people in entertainment. Newsflash, we are not essential workers. The world is not going to stop because we're not on the radio. The world is not going to stop because we're not on TV. But let the bus drivers stop driving today. Let the folks who drive who quit
They're in
today.
the world.
Something as simple as coffee. Let the Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks workers not show up for work today. Let the sanitation workers not pick up the trash and see what happens.
But the problem is it sounds like it's trying to make it seem like bus drivers and we call them the bus and tunnel people that they control the city, they run the city, make sure the city's running, that they're not bright and smart, which is Totally wrong. I know a lot of smart and intelligent bus drivers, intelligent police officers, intelligent people that work at all those people you just named. And I know a lot of stupid attorneys. I know a lot of dumbass attorneys.
Absolutely.
So, and sometimes I think, how the hell you got your job? So it's a little bit of both. And just to say it, you know, my dad, who was in the military, when he got home from the military, he couldn't find a job. So he started off as a mechanic, and then the mechanic wasn't given enough money. So and he needed
essential.
Yes, he needed
essential workers.
But then he needed, you know, benefits. So he became a bus driver. And that wasn't
essential.
Enough. And then he became a police officer.
Essential.
And not easy. You got to be smart to do that. You got to pass all those tests.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, listen, Ebony's the homie. That's our people's right there in a real way. And she's entitled to her preference. She can date whoever she wants to date. She can have whatever standards she wants to. But I just think the problem here is I believe, you know, she's unintentionally putting down everyday working class people.
Correct.
I think she chose the wrong words. I think that's what she's trying to say is, look, I want a millionaire. I want somebody
like
fine. Me. But she was doing something before she became that also.
That's true.
And I think she just used the wrong words. But I'm here to tell you, Ebony, sometimes you got to go where millionaires hang out. And sometimes those millionaires, they want a 22-year-old. Start looking around. It's the truth. I'm telling you. You look around these billionaires, you're like, oh, they don't want my age. My bad.
I mean, he did pull up to the Met Gala with a young tender.
Young tender. He had a tender. And I tried to holler at him many times. He ain't checking for me.
Well, let's open up the phone lines when we come back after Front Page News. 800-585-1051. Does this insult working class people? That is the question.
Yeah, you can't refer to everyday working class people as average and mediocre. I just think we too often overinflate our positions as entertainers. America has this weird obsession with celebrity, and it makes us feel like we are more important than what we are. We are not essential.
I think she's just throwing it out there, her net. Like, this is what I want. She's using that as like a dating situation. She's throwing it out there like, hey, this is what I would like. Come for me. Because let me tell you something. I take a bus driver.
Anyway, man, you get out of here, man. How about your boy, Triple BLACK?